Alright guys, if you're interested in getting your own federal firearms license, you'll want to check out this video. I'm going to go step by step on submitting the application and talk about the timing of how long it took to get approved and interviewed and so on and so forth. So stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm back. So it figures that when I come out and finally get time to shoot this video, the guy 2 doors down has decided to mow his grass. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but that's not going to stop us. So let's talk about getting a federal firearms license. I submitted a package not long ago, and I was looking for content prior to that, as far as videos on what to do, what to submit, how long it takes, so on and so forth, and I really wasn't finding anything that was current, so it kind of motivated me to put out this video once everything was completed. So let's talk a little bit about how you first start submitting the package. It's an ATF Form 7. It's fairly self-explanatory. You can pull it up online, just Google it, ATF Form 7. You can do it digitally and then print it out. As far as filling out all the content, you can do it on your computer. It goes down step by step. For example, what type of business you have, and by the way, you need to have a business. You can't just be buying guns for your personal collections and have an FFL, because when the ATF interviews you, they're not going to approve that license. So you go down step by step. Licensee name, in this case I put it the actual FFL in my business name, Extreme Vigilance, and then your address, all that stuff is self-explanatory. Most people will be a Type 1, which is a dealer in firearms other than destructive devices. And then you put your method of payment in there, because the ATF has to get paid, and it's $200. So you can either send a check, cashier's check, money order, Visa, MasterCard. You put your your credit card information on here and send that to them. And sorry for the wind if you're hearing some of that wind. And then pretty much the rest is self-explanatory. And as far as the process, you'll need to fill out the application. You'll need to get fingerprints. I just went to the local sheriff's department and got 2 sets of free fingerprints, and then some passport photos from Walgreens, and send them all in. I submitted my package on the 22nd of April, and obviously that was right before this COVID-19 pandemic hit. Less than a month after that, the 19th of May, I was contacted by the FBI, or not the FBI, the ATF, and it was an agent who wanted to interview me. Normally the interview would be in person, but because of the COVID situation, it was all telephonic. So we did a long interview. She went down, she asked me what I was gonna, what type of things I was gonna sell. Was I gonna sell from home, storefront, so on and so forth? Did I have online sales, all that stuff? And everything checked out in my case. So she said that the licensing department will get back to me. She by no means said at that time that it was for sure it was going to be approved or anything different. So I didn't know. I was kind of in limbo. So after the 19th of May, when I had that interview with her, she did send me a bunch of documentation electronically, and then she called me back and we talked about those documents in detail. She was there as long as I needed her. As many questions as I had, she was there to answer them. She went down the documents step by step, line by line, and made sure that I understand everything about the 4473 and all the other requirements that go along with having an FFL. Documentation is key. I'll tell you right up front. That's what she says. You must be articulate, and as far as your documentation goes, dotting the I's and crossing the T's for sure, and keeping track of all your documents. So again, 19th of May, I had the interview with her. On the 1st of June is when my actual license was approved, and I got it about a week later. So that process, I mean, it was definitely less than 2 months, and it was pretty easy, I would say, as long as everything's on the up and up, and exactly. You can Google and find out what questions they might be asking you, but it's not rocket science. As long as you have a business and everything's legit, then it won't be much of a big deal. Other than that, if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments. Again, appreciate you liking the video. If you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to. We got more content coming. As a matter of fact, I just submitted for an NFA item, in this case a suppressor, so I'll kind of go through that process and tell you how I did that and how long it takes. I'm in the waiting period right now, which could be 8 months to a year, so I'll kind of go down through that in a future video. So talk to you soon.